Okay guys, you asked for it, I promised it. Here's the video I'm going to do that's going to basically debunk this two suns thing that we've been seeing videos of forever. You know, the little movie I did on my cell phone camera just didn't cut it for a lot of people. They thought that there was something I was manipulating, or they couldn't see what was happening, or that the object wasn't behaving the way that other pictures were behaving. So I'm going to do this in one continuous shot. I'm going to disclose everything I'm doing. You'll see exactly how I can recreate this two sun effect on basically any camera, and how you can do it if you want, and we're gonna bury this damn thing forever. So here we go. Right, now the camera I'm using to film this on is a Sony, what is it, a DCR-SX4 III. Here's a little mirror image of it. Might not be able to see it too well in the mirror here, but anyways, that's the camera I'm using to film it. Now, what I got set up out here is basically a still photo camera that has a kind of a crappy video mode that'll hopefully be able to get it all to run in one shot. I'm going to show you how to generate the two sun effect with this rig. Here we go. So here it is. It's a Canon G5. Can't see here. There we go. We're going to get that set up. It's not on yet, but here's sun up there. It's a nice clear day, no chemtrails, no clouds to block it out. Unfortunately, I'm not going to ruin this $800 camcorder by pointing it directly at the sun, so I'm going to risk killing my crappy camera if I have to point it at the sun long enough to make this work. I'm going to set this camcorder up over here and show you how everything works. Now the front end of this, get it turned on. It has a round objective lens, just like most cameras do, but what it has on it is a 58mm bayonet adapter that will allow me to put filters on it and lenses and such. So we got that mounted over there, and what I'll do is I'll get it going, and you can see, hopefully, I don't know if you can see the actual screen or not. It might be a bit of a problem, but at any rate, I'll record video on both, so they'll play hopefully together when I get them edited. You can see there's all kinds of lens flares and stuff happening there. There we go. I just zoomed it in. It only has a 4x zoom. And unfortunately, without a filter on it, the sun is just too bright and you can't get anything out of it. So what I've got to do is I got to put a filter in front of it just to block some sunlight out. And I'll show you that in a second here. A stack of filters here. What I'll use for my crappy camera is a 58mm circular polarizer. It's nothing special about it. It's just a polarizing filter. Helps block out some of the sun anyways, and it keeps it from flaring up really bad. And when I filter that in there, it'll go in perfectly straight. There. And that's just going to block out a little bit of sunlight. That'll help the camera not go completely swamped by the light. Now what I'm going to do is this here is just a cheapy what they call a UV filter. Really all it does is it has a very thin invisible coating on the outside that basically reflects high frequency short wavelength ultraviolet light, and it just helps your pictures not be as washed out when you're doing sunlight photography. So there's nothing really special about it. It's 1.8mm glass. It's completely flat, and this will be what generates our two sun effect. So what we're going to do here is I'll get the camera set up and start filming with the actual camera, and then we can start a synchronized video clip of this happening. There. Okay, I'm now recording with the small camera. You can see my lens flares here. I'm going to try to rotate it. Those are lens flares that follow the motion of the camera. Those are normal. Every camera gets those. The big lines in the middle are the sensor's getting swamped by sunlight, which is overexposing the sensor and causing it to streak. Kind of a bad thing. Nothing we can do about it right now. And the sun itself is looking really bright and washed out. Here, I gotta move my tripod. Okay. We're zoomed in 4 times here, and I'm just going to cycle through the lens flares so you can see what lens flares do. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my camcorder and grab that. You can see it's just got the polarizer filter, and the filter is threaded correctly. It's perfectly in line with the optical path, meaning that the filter element is perpendicular to the light path, and that will be a properly exposed picture. And I don't know if this camera picks up the screen on my other little camera or not, but it won't matter because both of them will be filming at the same time. And you can see the lens flares going back and forth. Okay, now what I'm going to do is grab this and cross thread it so that it in fact is not in line with the optical path. I gotta put this down for a second while I do it. Okay. Hopefully the camera will pick this up. But now as you see, I've got my polarizing filter, and on top of it is the UV filter. And as I rotate this filter around the polarizer, you can see that the filter on the front of it is now offset. It's a little skewed. It's not perfectly perpendicular, which means it's going to generate an offset internal reflection, and that's going to cause our two-sun effect. And we're going to see that happening on our camera as we get back to the sun. Now all of a sudden, what you notice is that there is another little sun there. Fancy that, hey? Now watch. As I rotate my filter around, see if I can get this in one shot here. Okay. I'll rotate this filter around, and that will follow the rotation of the filter. It's fucking amazing, hey? Just like I said it would. It'll go wherever you want it to go. And see? There's that second sun, and it's doing whatever I want it to do. Now watch this. I can move this camera. Oh, it looks like I just ran out of recording time on that. Oh, that sucks. Let's see if I can get it back. For some reason the camera only allows you a certain amount of time to record, even though there's lots of memory chip time left. Okay. Back to recording again. Okay, hopefully that'll go for a little while. Okay, now you can see because I haven't moved the filter, if I just move the camera, that second image, it follows it. You can see that I can move the camera and the lens flares move, but that little image doesn't. And now I can move my camera up and down as well, and it does not move. It stays in proportion to the light source that's causing it. So now, if I go like this, and move that filter, give it a rotation and change the offset, that sun will move all over the screen. So now if I want it in the upper right corner, I just do that, and now your second sun is in the upper right corner. It's really, really not that hard to do. Anything like shooting through two-pane window glass will do this. Okay, so when you see these videos that have this going on, really that's all you're seeing. You're seeing that secondary reflection. A lot of cameras have internal filters that kick in when it's bright light, internal neutral density filters, and they're basically a flat piece of glass. And if they're even slightly off of that perfect optical axis, they will create that secondary reflection of light inside them. And so if I take the filter off completely, while my other camera's still recording, that image completely goes away. Okay? See, now I've got my polarizer, I can turn it any way I want, everything's fine. No more second suns. You know what I'm saying? This is basically the answer. You can still see the lens flares, but they're doing what lens flares do, right? So And both of these cameras are recording at the same time. You've seen everything I've done from start to finish. You've seen me take the filters off, put the filters on, turn the filters around, move the camera around. And I'm going to put both of these videos together, hopefully synchronize them, and you're going to see exactly that this is basically optical artifacts. And any videos you see online that show the two suns that do that, you'll know exactly what they are. So hopefully that clears it up for everybody.